Hi, my name is Crystal, and I'm speaking to you on behalf of the Kelsey Coalition, a national group of parents whose transgender identifying children have been harmed by physicians, therapists, and clinics. We are asking lawmakers to remove gender identity from the Equality Act because of the harms this will cause to children like ours. Please consider the facts and our personal stories of what happened to our kids. Transgender identities are no longer rare. Among young people, they are surprisingly common. The CDC recently found that 2% of all U.S. high school students now identify as transgender. In the UK, there has been over a 4,000% increase in less than a decade in the number of girls reporting to gender clinics. Clearly, there is something going on. This is a new, growing, poorly studied, worldwide phenomenon. Most disturbingly, these new identities are being quickly medicalized, and there is nowhere to go to get proper help. Young people are prescribed risky hormonal treatments. Puberty-blocking drugs are offered at age 9, and girls as young as 12 are being injected with testosterone. Teen boys are treated with feminizing hormones. There is not one long-term study to support such risky medical interventions on children. Not one. These treatments are experimental. Some doctors are going as far as to perform surgeries on these children. Girls may have their breasts removed at age 13 and their uterus at 16. Teen boys have had their penis and testes removed shortly after their 16th birthday. The medical harms are serious. Hormonal treatments impact bone health, fertility, sexual function, cardiovascular health, and brain development. Surgeries are irreversible. The full extent of the harm to young, developing bodies are unknown. This has never been done before. At the same time that these kids are being treated with hormones and irreversible surgeries, we have research showing that there are many underlying reasons why children might feel they are transgender or feel uncomfortable in their developing bodies. Mental health issues such as autism, ADHD, trauma, and sexual confusion. Evidence also shows this is fueled by peer and media influences in real life and online. So why would any parent consent to these medical treatments? Because they are told that they are well-studied, safe, and necessary. They are warned that if they do not consent to medical treatment, their child will be at higher risk of suicide. There is no evidence to support these claims. Please consider our personal stories and how gender identity laws have harmed our children. Over 5% of my daughter's entire school, 5%, thought they were transgender. One of the girls already had a mastectomy at the age of 16. There were multiple students that were medically transitioning. In my daughter's world, both real and online, this was perfectly normal. Behind our backs, the faculty and staff referred to her by her new name. Meanwhile, the school guidance counselor was advising our daughter about halfway houses because we did not support her identity as a boy. A number of my daughter's friends had recently changed their pronouns, and her close girlfriend had begun testosterone. All of these kids were eerily similar, bright, highly creative, and quirky girls. Girls with clear traits of ADHD or ASD. After suffering multiple traumatic events in her life and spending a large amount of time on the internet, my 14-year-old daughter announced that she was trans. She was diagnosed with ADHD, depression, and anxiety, but mental health professionals seemed mainly interested in helping her process her new identity as a male and to convince me to accept the notion that my daughter is actually my son. The therapist told me it was becoming more common because society is more accepting these days. My job was not to question this, but to call her by her new name and buy her a binder to flatten her breasts. We took our 13-year-old daughter to a prestigious university, the prestigious university gender clinic, for an assessment. After spending only a couple of hours with us, without considering any other mental or physical issues, the therapist told us she was transgender and that we should start her on testosterone that day. There is still a misguided notion that exists regarding transgender protocol and mental health care, which is that one must live the newly identified gender for a specified time. There is no protocol. After one trip to the physician's assistant and signing an informed consent, he began taking female hormones. No medical or mental health history was taken. In just one visit, Planned Parenthood prescribed testosterone to my 20-year-old daughter and refused to consider her mental health history. It's frightening to know that at any point, our daughter can access powerful and harmful drugs and surgeries to amputate healthy body parts, which will be provided to her without any medical vetting, paid in full by the state through Medicaid. My daughter transitioned at age 18 as a college freshman. Her university directs students to an informed consent clinic. At the second visit, she received a prescription for testosterone. Soon after setting into her dorm room to begin her sophomore year, she called to inform me she is transgender. She had already been taking testosterone. A trip to visit her ended when I was escorted off the campus of her college by the campus security. She eventually gave up her dream of a college education, severed ties with the family, and within a few months was seen for a consult for a double mastectomy. This happened to my son at Rutgers University, where a school therapist ignored his mental health issues and pushed him to medically transition. And this is why I am speaking out on behalf of parents like me. We urge lawmakers to remove gender identity from the Equality Act. If this bill becomes law, therapists will be prevented from helping children explore reasons why they believe they are the opposite sex. Physicians will be required to prescribe untested, risky medical hormones and surgeries to treat these gender identities. Teachers will be forced to treat confused children as if they are actually the opposite sex. And it will be even harder for parents like us to find help for our children. That doesn't involve automatic affirmation, life-altering surgeries, and a lifetime of risky hormone injections. Our children have been victimized. Families like mine are torn apart. We have had enough, and we are not going to remain silent while gender identity gets enshrined into federal law. Please remove gender identity from the Equality Act. Please visit our website, kelseycoalition.org, for more information. Thank you.